I will share a little bit more about Paige while we welcome her to the stage. Prior to her role as the interim executive director at the Cabarrus Economic Development Corporation, Paige spent over 10 years in marketing, communications, and business development roles. She is a North Carolina native and a graduate of UNC Chapel Hill. She spent 7 years living up and down the East Coast while her husband Andrew served in the Navy. They now call Concord home and live just outside of downtown with their four children. Thank you, Paige, for joining us again.
Thank you, Danielle. When I talked about crying babies outside of doors during Zoom calls, I was talking about my actual crying babies outside of my bedroom door. I wanted to spend a little bit of time. I know I talked about what the Cabarrus Center is, but I wanted to talk specifically about the Economic Development Corporation and what we do in the community and why we feel that it's so important that we be part of this effort. So Cabarrus EDC is the lead economic development organization for the county and all of its 5 municipalities. And I think for most of you, you probably think about business recruitment, and that is a lot of what we do. We work with companies who are considering a relocation, who are thinking about either moving their location or expanding. We work with them to attract them to Cabarrus County and show them all that we have to offer here. We also work with existing companies to connect them to the resources that they might need, whether it's related to workforce or if they're undergoing an expansion, making sure that they have what they need to make that process easier. I would say for us, we see entrepreneurship as the third leg of this stool. We see the data that shows that entrepreneurs often create quality, high-wage jobs, and we know that our community will benefit from that. As someone who not only works in Cabarrus County but also is raising a family in Cabarrus County, I see economic development as one of the most, I would say probably the primary tool for improving our community's health and vibrancy. I see the tax investment that companies generate. I see that going back to the schools. I see it going to the parks. I see it improving our overall quality of life. I see the jobs that we create as a way for folks who live in Cabarrus County to be able to work and live here. I see it as a way to keep my own kids in Cabarrus County 20 years from now as they're looking for jobs. So for me, it's personal. But I also see the benefit of entrepreneurship in improving the entire ecosystem for business in any stage.
Well, you took all my questions away. No, just kidding. So thank you for really sharing about how it impacts you personally and professionally. When it comes to professionally, you all are getting a space in the Cabarrus Center as well. Why do you feel that that's important to be in the space and not only just a program partner contributing from the outside?
Absolutely. So for us, it was a no-brainer. When we work with companies who are considering Cabarrus County as their new home, we often bring them in for meetings. We're showing them real estate options in the community. We're showing them what the schools look like, what the community college system looks like, what it would look like for them to do business here. And we want to bring them to a space that represents the type of innovation and the type of forward thinking that we see in the Cabarrus Center. We think that it just shows the community very well. It's in the county seat, right in the middle of the county. So in terms of being able to show them other parts of our community, it's a great location. But we also want to be able to show them the collaboration. I think you've heard several times now different folks talking about this effort is so collaborative, and that's important because we want companies, whether they're thinking about moving here or they're growing here or they're thinking about starting here, we want them to see that they will be surrounded by a network of partners who work together, all with the common goal of making it easier for them to do business here.
Thank you. Well, I'm excited to be there with you. For those who are listening virtually right now that are outside of Cabarrus County, could you share some of those highlights of what would bring you into the county if you're looking to start a business here?
Yeah, absolutely. So, the state of North Carolina in general is consistently named one of the best places to do business, primarily because of the quality of life and just the general cost of doing business. And I would say that's absolutely true in Cabarrus County. We benefit from being so close to Charlotte and close to Mecklenburg County and all of the resources that are available there. But what that means for us in Cabarrus County is that it's cheaper to live here. It's slightly cheaper to do business here. And so if you're looking for access to a major airport, if you're looking for access to rail, or if you're looking for internet access that will allow you to move your product up and down the coast easily, most folks are certainly putting Charlotte, the Charlotte area, on their short list. And for us in Cabarrus County, we can talk about how good our schools are. We can talk about affordability. We can talk about a community that, again, works together to support businesses. And so that's typically the refrain when we're meeting with these companies. It's difficult to communicate that particular aspect of a community when you're having a meeting with folks like that. But I think the center will really do a good job of, again, just demonstrating how our community comes together to support businesses.
Great, thank you. And for someone that is outside of Cabarrus County myself, it's really good to hear those things.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you'd like to share about the Economic Development Corporation or the partnership with Cabarrus County?
Yeah, I would just say, stay informed not only about what we're doing here, but in general. Our organization has taken more of an effort. We've been more intentional over the last year to educate folks on exactly what economic development does and why it's important. And when we talk about a company that is moving to the area and they're bringing those additional taxes and they're bringing those additional jobs, we want to make it really clear how impactful that is. And so, stay on top of the information that we're putting out there. We want to be as transparent as we can be with all of that. I can tell you that we've been busy the last month, and that's very encouraging. We obviously, I think like most of you in the business community, have seen things slow down a bit over the last 6 months, but we have seen things are starting to pick up, and Cabarrus County is a popular destination for companies who are looking to make a move. And so we've been busy as ever, and we hope to have some good news and announcements for you here in the next couple of weeks and months.
Thank you, Paige. Again, you can ask Paige all the questions you want. She's going to be joining her table in the networking portion.
Thank you.